Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for joining me on another tutorial for our March series where we are focusing this month on different style easel cards. So this card today is a vertical pop-up easel card. So it stands up and it's a 5x7 card, and this opens up so you can write your message there, and then this will all lay flat and fit into your 5x7 envelope. And the reason why they call it a pop-up is because you stand this up against this stopper here, and then this section here pops up when you fasten it all up onto that stopper. So I think this has turned out a really cool card, perfect for the masculine cards. So the products I've used, I'm not entirely sure if these three are still, well, if any of these are still in stock. If they are, I'll link them down below. But this is just an inspiration of, you know, how to make this card. You could use any supplies you have in your craft room. So I'm using the Made to Surprise products. So we have the Out and About pattern paper. Then we have the Moving Along Sentiments A5 stamp set, and then we're using the Get Moving stamp and die set, and then I'm using the Paper Discovery Elegant Nursery Alphabet and Bunting die set. So they're the products that we will be using for today's card. So I hope you enjoy making this card, and let's get started. So for the card base you need a piece of cardstock that measures 10 inches by 7, and along the 10-inch side we will score at 2.5 and 5, and we're going to fold them over and then give that a press with your bone folder. Okay, so then that will stand up like that. Okay, then to decorate our card base, for the front of the card we have got these two pieces of card that measure 3.25 by 1, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 1-inch side, and we're going to just fold them over and press that with our bone folder. And we want to attach these to our front of the card first before we stick these down, because then it will hide these tabs here. Okay, this way. And I keep having to look at my camera because I've changed the angle of my phone and I end up being over here, so I need to remember to make sure I'm in the center. So if I go off slightly, I do apologize. So add glue onto the back, line up this fold with that fold there, try and get it as central as you can. Okay, and don't go right onto that score line, you just want to go up to it, because otherwise your card won't fold over. Okay, so then press that down, so it should now look like this. Get your next one, and we're going to add glue to this side. Okay, and then add this, and then line up this fold with that score line again, and try and get it level with the other one. So now it should look like this. Okay, and then our sentiment will go on that. But now we want to add our mat and layering pieces. So these are going to cover this section here and tidy that up nicely. So you're going to have 2 of these. So the white piece measures 2.25 by 6 3/4, and you'll need 2 of them. You'll need 2 pieces of coloured card that measure 2 inches by 6 1/2, and then the pattern paper, I cut it down to 1 3/4 by 6 1/4, and I've got 2 of them. So I'm going to glue them, one this side and then one on that side. Okay, so that's that. And then I've cut these sections that will go on the top here. So I'm going to have the start there and then the finish at the bottom. And again, these are from the pattern paper. Stick these ones down, and I'm gluing them down with some foam pads. Okay, so I stuck them on there, and then this piece will get glued on there, and that will pop up when we lift the front of the card up, but we're going to do that in just a second because I want to stamp that first. So we're going to come to the inside of the card. Going to be our stopper. So this piece, the white piece, measures 1 1/2 by 6 3/4. The blue piece is 1 1/4 by 6 1/2, and then I've got a piece of white card that is 1 inch by 6 1/4. But I'm going to stamp this first before I glue that down, and I'm going to add some. And I've added some foam pads behind this one, so then this will get tucked underneath like so. Okay, so I'll stick that one down. Okay, and then I've got my next piece, and this is going to get glued here. So the white piece measures 3 inches by 6 3/4. The blue piece is 2 5/8 by 6 1/2. And the white piece is 2 1/2 by 6 1/4. But before I stick this down, I want to add a sentiment here. So I'm going to grab my stamp platform and we're going to do some stamping. So for this one, that's going to go inside the card, I'm going to have the Just For You number plate, and I'm going to have that in the center, and then you can write your message on here. So I'm going to ink this up with my VersaFine Black Onyx ink. Okay, so that's that one ready, and we can stick that in our card in just a second. So this one, I've actually cut up this stamp, and I'm going to have Hope Your Birthday at the top, and then we're going to have Is in the center underneath there. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp that with my VersaFine black ink again. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that to the side for a minute, and I've got a piece of scrap white card here, and I've cut up this wheelie stamped sentiment from one of the others, and I'm going to just stamp that separately, and I'm going to ink that up with the Colourology by Creative Craft Products, and this is the Royal Blue. And then I'm going to cut that up in just a minute, and then I'm going to stamp my images. So we're going to stamp the steering wheel, and then we're going to do this design with our other stamps off the paper. So I'm going to have this one there, and I'm going to change it up slightly there. We have some lines that I'm going to fill in some empty spaces. So I'm going to get those ones stamped, and I'm going to use my Memento ink because we're going to be using our alcohol markers to colour these images in. So I'm going to stamp all this and then continue with the rest of the card, and then I'm going to stamp the steering wheel again separately, and then I can colour them in, and I will leave that bit in of me colouring as well. That's them now all coloured in, and then I've trimmed down my wheelie sentiment, and then I've also die cut out the letters to spell fun. So I'm going to do the same as the other one. So I've added foam pads to the back of this one. So hope your day is wheelie, and then we're going to spell out fun with these letters that I've cut out. Okay, so I'm going to have them about there somewhere, and then I'm going to have the steering wheel on some foam pads, and I'm going to just add that on there. So I'm going to stick them down. Okay, so that's what that looks like, and then we're going to add it to these two pieces here. So all we're going to do is just add glue onto both of these. To place that on top and making sure that it's all central, and then when you're happy, stick that down. Okay, and then when you lift that up, you can see it pops up, and then it will lay flat when we fold that back down. So now we're going to add this piece. So I'm going to just add glue onto the back. And then we can glue this one on top of there. And there we go. That's that all done. And then it just folds up and it will stay in place, so then it will stand up like that. How cool are they? So the markers that I used was the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend, and I've used the Ice Grey Extend, True Blue Extend. I've used a Sharpie black marker because I couldn't find my black felt tip, and then I just used a white gel pen in case I went out of the lines. I could just use my white gel pen just to correct that. So there is the blue one and there is the red one. So which one do you like? I think the red one has to be my favourite, but they're all just as good, and like I said, perfect for your masculine cards. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, if all the products are still in stock on CraftStash, then I'll link them down below. But you could use any craft supplies you have in your stash. As always, give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button, and join me on Thursday for 2 videos for something very special coming up, which you've either probably heard about already or we will be telling you in the next few days. But you can join me live at 10 AM on Thursday on my channel, and then I'll have another pre-recorded video for 3 o'clock on Thursday, and I'm going to be having that set so it will have the chat on it and I can join in on the chat with you. But like I said, if you haven't heard already, then I'm sure I will let you know in a few days what's happening, but keep your eyes open for Thursday. So anyway guys, take care and I will see you all very soon. Bye.